Decorating, going to find it under one roof at Westside Decorating Center. Stop in today. Great advice, too. And a good morning to you. Broadcasting today, as we have for, we've lost count of the years. We are at Abley Greenhouse and Garden Center for their Memorial Day sale. Sale weekend, actually. Starts today and runs through Monday. We'll tell you all about it coming up in a few minutes. And with us, as is also the tradition,
yes,
Ernie Krieger from Ernie Krieger Appliance Service and Parts on Bay Road in Saginaw. So if you have any questions, you can give us a call at 989-752-6111 to get help in fixing or pointing you in the right direction to fix your major appliances. And with that said, caller waiting for us. Bob is in St. Charles. Bob, good morning to you. Welcome on with Ernie.
Good morning, Mark. Yeah, just calling regards and a heads up on that man that called in regards to the AC there. And he said it was humming outside. That could have just possibly been the contactor not pulling in all the way. You know,
that's also possible. Yep.
Yeah, I'm an AC guy, and I've run into that quite a bit. So
good, I appreciate
that.
Heads
up on that. Check that contactor.
All right, buddy. Thank you.
Hey, wait, let me. Whoa, don't hang up yet, though.
Whoop.
Don't hang up yet.
Okay.
You say check the contactor, Bob. Is it the contactor that is bad, or does it just need to be cleaned? And if it needs to be cleaned, how do you do it? Because you got to shut off the electricity, I would assume.
Well, yeah, you got to turn the furnace off. But I've had them where I've had earwicks in them, and they just kind of sit there and they'll buzz or hum, and things like that, where, the contactor could be just possibly cleaned, or he may have to replace it.
Is it? Can you get to the contacts? Are they encased or are they open?
On the outside unit. Yep.
Yeah.
If you open that outside unit, when he's looking at that wiring with the capacitor, it'll be right by that capacitor.
Okay.
Sounds good.
Good. Thanks, Bob.
Right.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.
You have a great day. Yep. Bye.
That's the good thing about having an audience. You got experts out there on lots of stuff.
Oh, of course. That's what makes it interesting.
Yeah. The number to get a hold of Ernie, 989-752-6111. If I were to say to you, Ernie, of all the appliances out there, what type of appliance gives you the most trouble and has the most calls? Refrigerator, washer, dryer, dishwasher, all those things.
Probably laundry. I mean, they're used the most, so you're going to get a lot of wear and tear on it. And again, you can spend a lot of money for a washer dryer pair, or you can go the inexpensive way, and in 3 or 4 years you just throw them out and you buy another inexpensive, because they're both going to wash and they're both going to dry.
But
yes,
here's the but.
Yes.
And my late wife, God love her,
oh yes,
was a fanatic.
She was an angel compared to what I mean.
She was a fanatic about having a top loader with an old-fashioned agitator.
Yep.
Is there anything better?
Oh gosh. You got to have the right detergents, okay? And right now we're going through some changes with detergents. They're coming out with the sheets.
Yeah, I had
dissolve.
Yeah, obviously now I have to do my own.
Of course.
When I go home this afternoon, I'm going to do my laundry.
I thought you just bought new underwear. You just threw them out.
I use pods that have the 3 different kinds of things in them, and I put one in the bottom, load my clothes in, set the controls, and turn it on.
Okay.
And I'm done.
That's right.
I love it.
And hopefully it
comes out clean.
The white socks should be white.
Everything is white that's supposed to be white.
And the streaks in the underwear, they're gone.
Everything's gone. No, it works. It seems to work well. When you say changes in the detergent, how?
The makeup in the detergents, just like, how would I say it? In a dishwasher, now they're advertising that they're putting Dawn in pods.
I use a pod in my dishwasher that way.
Yep. Yeah, you can just throw the pod in the bottom. You don't even have to.
I've discovered
put it in the receptacle.
And I've discovered I do not have to fill the dishwasher totally full, it still uses less water than if I wash them in the sink.
Of course. Of course. You have no idea how much water you use.
No, I turn it on, you forget it. You let it run and run and run and run while you're doing your dishes.
Yeah. Yeah, but back to the washer. You know, I was not a fond advocate of a front load in the very beginning. I was a diehard Maytag agitator type guy.
Yeah.
And then we got into a front load, and I'm kind of sold on a front load because it's convenient. It's up on a pedestal. You open the door.
The pedestal's what helps.
Yeah, you put the clothes in. You put the pot in. You close the door and push the button.
There used to be complaints about odors in those machines. Is that
Oh, it's still
gone away? Or?
You're going to have an odor in a top load as well as the front load. I mean, the same amount of crud that came out of your clothes are going to be, captured in the outer tank. I mean, the only difference is on a front load, it's right there where you're putting your clothes in. You still have the tank that's
All right,
around.
So let's talk about that.
Yes.
All that stuff accumulates in the outer tank, which you can't physically get to.
Correct.
How do you clean it?
Well, our new front loads have a specific button that you can hit for a clean cycle, which means it brings a lot more water into that machine, and there's going to be a lot more agitation of the water that's going to get all that crud that's collected in the outside of the tub, and it flushes it out. And then they also give you a different type of a tablet that you put in that it's kind of like a product called Whirl Out that I keep talking about that you can put in your washer to flush everything out.
If you don't have a machine that's got that magic button on it, can you buy one of those tablets that are supposed to clean those machines?
Afresh.
And what do you do? Just run it through a cycle?
Yep. Well, I would tell you to put it onto a sanitary cycle because I want to get some hot water. I want to be able to.
So you want to use hot water?
Correct. I mean, remember on our top loads, we would go through and we would do bleach, and then when we would finish it up with vinegar.
Yeah.
But kind of hard to do that in a front load washer because you're not going to stop it in the middle of that cycle.
Can you still do that with a top load though?
Well, you could fill your dispensers up. You could put bleach in the bleach part of it.
Right.
You could put bleach in the liquid part for the dispenser for the detergent, and then you could put your vinegar in the dispenser for the fabric softener.
Oh, really?
So it would go
and
through
you
a
just turn it
cycle
on and run it through a cycle
with hot water.
with hot water.
Yes.
All right. Should you do that anyway, even if you don't have any smells?
You should be about every 2 months going through a clean cycle.
Oh, really?
And you're always going to remember to leave your door open. So just like a top load, leave that lid open so you don't pick up an odor.
Oh, you're talking about when you're not using it.
Correct.
Aha.
So you get air in there. So it dries it all out.
Well, I've been blessed then because I don't leave it open, but I have not had an odor.
Yeah, but the amount of clothes that you do,
I'm not doing
in small volumes.
Mine is small volumes.
So you got more water being agitated on between the two tubs.
90% of my loads are light load.
Good.
So.
Well, same with my wife. She's washing every day. Small loads.
Well, yeah, if you're doing it every day.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not. I'm doing it every 2 weeks. I'm not an everydayer.
Well, either you got a lot of underwear or you're turning them inside out. I'm not quite sure what you're doing.
No. Anyway, if you have any questions about appliance repair, give us a call. Chat with Ernie. 989-752-6111 is the number to put you in touch with us. 1021 here at Abley Greenhouse and Garden Center. The Memorial Day weekend specials starting today. 12-inch geranium hanging baskets. You buy one, get one 50% off. They're regularly $39.99 each. 10-inch dragon wing begonia hanging baskets. Buy one, get one 50% off. They're regularly $29.99 each. And value baskets are now only $6.99. Tomorrow is their annual geranium sale from 8 a.m. to noon. Tomorrow only. 4.5-inch geraniums that are only $4.79, regularly $5.99. 6-inch stock geraniums, only $10.79. They're regularly $13.99. You must be in line by noon tomorrow to get them. Also, don't forget they are supporting the I Support the 1% Veterans Food Pantry. And tomorrow through Monday, there'll be hot dogs and drinks on sale from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. All the proceeds go to the I Support the 1%. Great weekend, of course, to decorate your yard and decks so you can enjoy the beauty all summer. And on a more serious note, decorate the graves of your loved ones for Memorial Day. They have ready-made pots or everything you need to pot your own. Hundreds of potted trees and shrubs, as well as ball and burlap trees. You can plant a tree now and enjoy the shade later. Follow them on Facebook and Instagram. Be the first to know about specials and upcoming events and exciting new plant introductions. Enjoy shopping in their spacious indoor garden center. Today, 8 to 6. Tomorrow, 8 to 6. Sunday, 9 to 5. Memorial Day, 9 to 5. Here on Wadsworth, just east of Outer Drive, Abley Greenhouse and Garden Center. Stop on out, visit the staff here. If you happen to run into Matt or Corbin or his wife, say hi to them too.
Yeah, more
while
people.
You're here.
The Dow Jones.
USGW is conducting a test of the emergency alert system. This is only a test. This is a test of the emergency.
All right, we're back with you here at Abley Greenhouse and Garden Center, along with Ernie Krieger from Ernie Krieger Appliance Service on Bay Road in Saginaw. We're going to go out to Vassar, and we're going to talk to Carol this morning. Carol, good morning. You're on with Ernie.
Hey, can you
Good
hear
morning.
me?
We got you.
Oh, good. Arthur, it is I.
It is.
I want a professional's opinion about, because I know the dryer sheets are not the best things for the dryers because of the waxy buildup and it clogs up the screens and all that other stuff. What is your opinion on the scent beads that one can get and put in washers for extra scent in clothing? Does that goof up the plumbing or the any aspect of the washing machine?
And they're promoting those like crazy.
Are they fine?
Yeah,
They're promoting them like crazy.
so when you're putting them in a washer, I would probably tell you on a maybe monthly or every 2 months, I'd be running that washer with a hot wash with no clothes in it, just to get whatever residuals are in that outer tank to flush out. Because usually what'll happen to you, you'll notice the odor stays inside that washer almost forever after you use those scented beads. And that's because as they dissolve, the residuals or the oils from those beads actually will stick to that outer tub. You have no way of physically cleaning that outer tub, but hopefully by running that washer with a hot wash with no clothes in it will create enough motion to flush that stuff out.
Okay, just plain hot water, no baking soda
Yes.
or any other other
I would
solvents
just
in it?
no. I mean, they do make tablets like a Fresh. You know, when you go shopping at Wally World or Meijer or wherever you go shopping, there's a whole section of different cleaners that you can buy for a washing machine that you can put in. And whatever cleaner you use, make sure you're doing it with a hot wash.
Yeah,
So let me ask
yeah.
this, Ernie. Let me ask this. If you're going to run a hot wash through without clothes, do you tell the machine that it's a big load so you get more water?
Oh, for sure.
So put it on the max load
Yep.
and hot.
Yep. And the more water you have in that washer, the more likely you're going to get everything flushed out.
All right.
Because in that outer tub, there's little fins, we'll call it, for lack of a better term, that all the crud that's been flushed out of your clothes collects on. And if you saw what that outer tub looked like
I don't wanna-
that you're putting your clothes in, you'd be gross straight out.
Carol, have you used those scent beads? And have they worked
I
for
love
you?
those. I love the scent beads. They work marvelously well, but it's like I was wondering because when I clean it, we have a top load agitator, old school, yay.
Yay.
Yay, yeah. We have the one that's got a center softener dispenser, and I take that one apart and run the boiling hot water from my tea kettle through that because that gets pretty cruddy, and then the little holes in that agitator get clogged up with that waxy buildup.
Yeah, you
should.
Are you diluting your liquid fabric softener before you put it in there?
No, it's got one of those little cone dispensers, and then when it goes through its spin cycle, it flings it out of the cone dispenser into that middle dispenser that's within the agitator. And I take that apart myself and put the boiling hot water from my tea kettle in it.
Yeah, but you may not have to do it so often if you dilute some of that fabric softener. And it'll fling a little easier for you, and it won't collect as much if you do it just straight. And then I was going to ask you, so you use the beads, correct?
Yeah.
So are you, like, shaking all the time then?
I beg your pardon? I'm shaking all the time?
Yeah. People that use the beads on TV, they're just shaking.
Well, that's the advertisement people doing that nonsense. I'm not shaking it like a maraca. It doesn't do anything for me. That's just when you watch those stupid YouTube videos and these women with these claw nails, they keep tapping the containers that they're showing people. It's like, please stop doing that. It does nothing. That does nothing. So it's like, you don't have to shake it like a maraca. My son did airsoft, and he's 26 now, and I'm still vacuuming up airsoft beads like in one little corner of the house. It's like, where did these come from, Because we have a canister vacuum, and it's like a maraca on crack. It's like silly. So, but yeah, no, I love the scent beads. So
good.
Good question, Carol. Appreciate it. Have a good one. Bye-bye now.
Bye, guys.
I mean, it's, now it's an interesting question, too, because they are really promoting the heck out of those things.
Yes, they are.
Gain. There's a whole bunch of them out there.
And, if all of a sudden your dryer isn't working quite the way it should, and on a Sensi-Dry, let's say, for an example.
Yeah.
Then you need to look at the little stainless steel strips that are inside that dryer, and maybe take some like rubbing alcohol and a cloth and clean those off.
Let me ask you this. If you use fabric softener in your washing machine, do you need to use dryer sheets in the dryer?
Some people think the dryer sheets take the wrinkles out of the clothes, and that's why they're using the dryer sheets.
But the reality is...
you really...
Maybe not.
Yeah, depends on the garments that you're using.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
So, and if you do have the sensors with the little strips that are on there, it's not a bad idea to use some rubbing alcohol, and once in a while, wipe those down.
It's really interesting how different clothing types leave different lint in the filter.
Yes.
If I just do my whites, you can just peel it right off, And if I do other garments that are colored and socks and things like that, very little.
Well, again, it's the material.
Yeah.
And it just tells you that the material you're using is slowly dissolving because you're picking it all up inside that lint filter.
All right, we're going to take a break, come back. We'll get to Susan in Bay City when we return here on the Art Lewis Show from Abley Greenhouse and Garden Center this Memorial Day weekend. Abley Greenhouse and Garden Center, along with Ernie Krieger from Ernie Krieger Appliance Service in Bay City and Saginaw on Bay Road. And we have Susan in Bay City. That's where I got the Bay City from.
Oh.
Susan, good morning. Welcome on with Ernie.
Good morning, Ernie. I love your product. My question is this. Those plastic pods that you put in everything, I've been using them in my dishwasher, and I bought some for the laundry, for the wash machine. But then when I got to thinking about the environment and the microplastics, so what I did is I took one of those little pods and I put it in my little measuring cup and I put boiling water on top of it and it dissolved. And I let it set in there a little bit and I stirred it around with a fork. And then I picked up this big gob of goo that wasn't basically dissolving. And so then I throw that away and then I just use the laundry soap thing. But I've done that for the clothes, but then now that Mr. Krieger said that you can just put the pod in the bottom of the dishwasher, I'm thinking that maybe if I did this and I took that gob of goo off there and I just put the liquid in the bottom of the dishwasher, that I would be obtaining the same results without putting that plastic through my system.
So in the pods, there's 3 different chemicals. If you look at the pouches in it,
Yeah.
and what happens as those pods dissolve, those chemicals are exposed to different water temperatures, and you need to have a section of the pod expose that chemical to a higher water temp so the enzymes actually get a chance to work on the food that's on the plates and on the glasses.
The other thing,
Well,
let me hang on a minute, Susan. The other thing about that, because Susan mentioned she took one of those pods, put it in a measuring cup, and put boiling water on it.
Mm-hmm.
That is probably not enough to totally
To dissolve.
dissolve that pod, because when it's in the washing machine or the dishwasher, going through lots of cycles, it has more of an opportunity to break down and dissolve.
Yep, the other thing that I need her to understand is in the washer and in the dishwasher, that water is not boiling. The water you're only going to get is maybe up to 140 degrees unless you're using a Sanicycle, and on a Sanicycle it gets up to 160. In your washing machine, the most you're going to have for hot water is probably 120 because the water isn't running long enough to get the hot water from the hot water heater into the washer. But, like Art is saying, you have a larger volume of water which will help dilute everything in that pod.
Okay. I have another quick story. It's kind of funny. My Maytag dryer, gas dryer, died,
Yep.
and the start button wouldn't work. The dryer worked fine. The start button wouldn't go anymore. You just push it. There was nothing there. I called to find out about getting it repaired, and so they took the serial number and the information for the machine, and I went to the parts department. Everybody's always very nice, and the man looked it up, and he said, well, ma'am, those parts aren't available to you anymore. And I said, are you kidding? See how it goes? They just don't make them like they used to. I can't believe I can't get parts for this. And he said,
How
well,
old
ma'am,
is it?
It's 32 years old. Well, at that point, I said, you know what? Just scrap this call. I'm coming in to buy a new dryer. And I said, and I'm sorry. I said, you didn't even have taken up your time. But that made me laugh so hard. I told everybody that story, how time flies.
Yes, it does. It does.
It's amazing, 32 years.
Well,
It
it was
doesn't
amazing.
owe you anything.
It was a Maytag.
Yeah, doesn't owe you anything.
It was a Maytag, and I always buy Maytag, so that's why I do. But thank you
Yeah,
so
that's
much,
good.
and for a great service department, too.
All right, I
Susan,
appreciate
thanks.
it. Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Krieger, bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye now. Saginaw
Did you
Base.
hear that? Mister. I'm getting there.
She can't see you, so it's...
Oh, is that what it is?
Yeah.
Go ahead. Where are
let's
we?
see here.
We're at Abley's.
Yeah, we're at Abley's. As a matter of fact, we're going to tell you about Abley's because it's Memorial Day weekend, and we are here.
Yes, we are.
Here are some deals going on all weekend, including today. 10-inch Dragon Wing Begonia baskets, buy one, get 50% off. They're regularly $29.99. 12-inch Geranium baskets, buy one, get 50% off, regularly $39.99. Value baskets, now only $6.99. They're regularly $9.99 each. Now, this is while supplies last, cash and carry only, no holds, no price adjustments on previously purchased items. It cannot be combined with fundraiser gift cards. But speaking of fundraisers, here at this fabulous establishment,
Abley's.
I got it, Abley
Okay.
Greenhouse and Garden Center. Every year on Memorial Day, they support the I Support the 1% Pantry for Veterans. And you can help by either making a monetary donation or tomorrow through Monday, they will be selling hot dogs and drinks from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. And all the proceeds go to the I Support the 1%. Come on out, enjoy shopping in the spacious indoor garden center. It's beautiful, it's comfortable inside, whatever the weather is outside. Open 8 to 6 today, 8 to 6 tomorrow, 9 to 5 on Sunday. And Memorial Day, they are open from 9 to 5. All here at Abley Greenhouse and Garden Center on Wadsworth, east of Outer Drive in Saginaw.
It could be the best years.
Here at Abley Greenhouse and Garden Center with Ernie Krieger. If you have any questions, give us a call, 989-752-6111.
My head fell off.
Your head fell off? Goodbye. Been nice knowing you.
Stop it.
Only Ernie. His head fell off.
Well,
What can I tell you? So, let's talk a little bit about dehumidifiers.
yes.
Because it's the season now. The temperature's getting up there.
Today would not be a good day.
Today is marginal, but, in the next few days we're hit 80s, and it's going to be that time of year.
Yep, they'll be sucking moisture out.
What do you have to do to keep a dehumidifier running?
Well, make sure you keep it clean.
So how do you do that?
Well, on the newer ones, they have filters. And you can pull the filters out, go over to the sink and clean them. On the older ones, you had to take them apart. Just like an air conditioner, it's got a condenser, it's got an evaporator, and it's got a fan.
It's actually a reverse air conditioner, isn't it?
Correct.
It pulls the heat out, but it pulls it into the unit.
Yes. So instead of blowing the evaporator, it's sucking it in.
Sucking it in.
Its main goal is to pull moisture out of the air because it wants to dry things.
Now, what I've done, it has a hose hookup on mine, so I have that hose hooked up to the side,
Yep.
and it runs to a drain hole in the floor in the basement.
It's wonderful.
Don't have to go down and empty the bucket or anything.
Nope, you don't. As long as you're keeping it clean, that little Hummer will keep working until it loses its refrigerant charge, and then
So
you'll
far,
have to go
it's-
get a new one.
I've been very lucky with these things. I mean, this one's,
How old?
I want to say 8 to 10.
You've done well. Most dehumidifiers, 3 to 4 years,
Oh, jeez.
and they develop leaks, and then they're boat anchors.
Kaput.
Yes. Yeah, and part of it is we work with dissimilar metals, and the gauge or the thickness of the walls on that evaporator coil made out of copper just dissolves.
Just like that.
Yes, you develop a refrigeration leak.
But they're not worth fixing in any way, shape, or form, are they?
No, even the window air conditioners. I mean, shoot, you can pick up a 5 or 8 BTU, 800 BTU
Yeah.
unit for less than $200. I mean, the prices have come down way low, but the quality,
Just come with it.
exactly. So you don't have a long life with them.
Yeah.
But as long as you keep the airflow on a dehumidifier, it should do well for you. And being able to hook a hose up and not have to empty a bucket every time, that's pretty fortunate.
Yeah, I like that.
Mm-hmm.
I like that.
Low maintenance.
And it's right down next to the washing machine and dryer.
Sure.
So I have access to it all the time. Every
And the
time
only
I-
other thing for people who have cracks in the basement, for some people will put their dehumidifier close to it so the drain hose can go down into it.
Yeah, but that's sucking water out of the...
Exactly. So if that's the situation, by all means, get something to cover over that crack so you're not pulling that moisture
I've
right
got-
back out of the air.
My hose runs probably about Oh, 12 to 14 feet.
As long as gravity does its job,
And it does. Yeah.
it'll drain it.
Yep. Seems to work. It's
That's a
worked
good
for
thing.
years, you know.
That's a good thing.
Been lucky that way.
Well, you've always been Mr. Lucky.
Yeah. I know. The other thing I want to talk about, somebody asked me just to ask you about induction cooking, and is
Yes.
it any good?
Sure. Expensive. Most cases, you're going to have to throw out all your old pots and pans.
You have to have a certain kind of pan
It's
that's dead flat, right?
well, not just dead flat.
It's the material.
It's the material. Whatever pan you have that a magnet sticks to is going to work just fine on an induction heat. If you can't stick a magnet to the bottom of your pot and pan, that induction unit is not going to work. And they work great. You can control your heats. You can boil water within minutes. They're smooth glass tops. Like I said, it's expensive in some cases to get into them, and they're very expensive when they break.
Yeah. So don't let it break.
Right. No.
I would imagine in order to make that pay for itself, you'd have to do a lot of cooking, though.
Yeah, I would say most high-end kitchens have an induction unit in it, but for just a regular mama papa, you're not going to spend the money for an induction unit.
No. And I've got a Maytag glass top, 5-burner glass top, and one of the burners is multifunction, hot, and hotter,
Yes,
and it seems to work fine.
of course. And if you got good pots and pans that are flat,
I do, yeah.
then you're going to do just fine. But if your pot's concave or convex, which means it's not making good contact, that's going to be tough boiling water. It's going to be tough controlling your temperatures. So when you want medium, you're not going to get anything at all. And when you have hot, it's going to burn everything.
Yeah.
So
All right.
utensils are big items.
All right, we're going to take our last break for this hour here at Abley Greenhouse and Garden Center. Mr. Krieger is going to stick around with me on Focus, but we're going to talk about SOS and saving our shoreline and all that good stuff. All of that will be coming up after these notes here on WSGW.
Big insurance, big pharma.
All right, that's going to do it for the Art Lewis Show for today. But we'll be back with Focus right afterwards. Our broadcast continuing here at Abley Greenhouse and Garden Center. By the way, Terry Henney's Farm Show is going to be here too, right after we're done with Focus. So stick around. News is next. The news from CBS, the national and international news, is not happening anymore because CBS went away. Now we have ABC News, and that will be next, followed by Michael Percha in the WSGW newsroom. We'll be back with Focus after that.
Broadcasting from the